he too quickly ran into trouble. By the night of the 16th, when he should have been racing for the Meuse, Piper was only a few miles from his start line. On the 17th, shortage of fuel prevented him from exploiting the collapse of the US 14th Cavalry Group. Such was the secrecy imposed on the Ardennes offensive that Piper had been unable to reconnoiter the roads along which his armor was struggling. He dismissed them as only fit for bicycles. Fuel was now running out. Seeking a fresh line of advance, Piper skirted the town of Malmedy. It was here, on the afternoon of the 17th of December, that Task Force Piper took prisoner and shot in cold blood 85 men of an American artillery observation battalion. News of the massacre was given instant and wide publicity, and, if anything, helped to stiffen American resolve. Piper was eventually halted not by massively superior force, but by the heroic efforts of American combat engineer battalions, which succeeded in blowing the bridges along his line of advance. As bridge after bridge was blown, Piper was forced onto minor roads in a desperate search for intact crossing points. A break in the weather brought with it attacks by Allied fighter bombers. The days of Task Force Piper were numbered. Its commander formed a defensive ring around the village of La Glaise and awaited the inevitable counterattack. By Christmas Eve, Piper was surrounded and out of supplies. His task force had fewer than 800 men left. Their commander gave orders for them to escape as best they could. To the south, the Americans had fought another vital holding action round the road junction of Saint-Vite. From Saint-Vite, a valley route led to the Meuse. By holding the town and Bastogne to its south, the American troops were blocking the Panzer's direct route. Eisenhower now turned to General Patton, commander of US Third Army south of the Bulge. Worried that the German thrust would split Bradley's 12th Army Group in two, he ordered Patton to swing 3 of his divisions north through 90 degrees to drive on Bastogne. Simultaneously, on the 20th of December, Eisenhower placed Montgomery in command of all Allied forces on the northern shoulder of the Bulge. Monty, still seething with resentment at Eisenhower, was determined to tweak the Americans' noses. He was described as arriving at the headquarters of US First Army like Christ coming to cleanse the temple. In selecting as his priority the need to secure the line of the Meuse, Monty had an invaluable intelligence weapon up his sleeve. There was no skepticism about Ultra now. The Allies were well informed about the intentions of both panzer armies and the objectives to which they were still groping. The British 30th Corps now joined the Battle of the Bulge. British armour moved down from Belgium to shore up the northern shoulder of the salient. Time was running out for autumn mist. Montgomery calculated correctly that the Germans would punch themselves out trying to batter their way past the 19 American and British divisions now gathered in and around the rapidly lengthening nose of the Ardennes salient.